I get the marketing, and some of y'all fell for it because it was on Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? Was niggas handing out freedom at the concert, or was it just a fucking concert? Welcome to Said Nicely. You already know who it is. You already know what it is. It's Big Nick Energy, aka Nick Nice, and the place to be. Now, normally I would not be doing an episode of Said Nicely during the season of the @BLC pod, right? Going on right now. So tune in and tap into that. But a great American rapper and philosopher once said, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. And that's exactly what I'm planning on doing on this episode of Said Nicely. And in fact, I was inspired, right, by Kendrick Lamar, not even in terms of just popping out, but because of his performance on Juneteenth, right? That went down. People were calling it historic, right? And so I'm going to get into that a little bit, but I want to pump our brakes just a little bit before I continue. Got to give, the disclaimer, because I was the same guy that said that Kendrick Lamar beat Drake, hands down. It wasn't even like close. I mean, it was a mollywop, right? I said that. Right. So as I continue my commentary, I hope that you guys keep that in mind. So, last night, Kendrick Lamar had his concert at the Forum, right? Juneteenth. It was a victory lap. You know what I mean? He brought out the entire West Coast. I mean, it was a movie. It was a movement. It was a vibe. It was historic, is what they told us. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, where? I was trying to, for the life of me, understand what the big hoopla was about. Right? Not only just in terms of the performance, I get the marketing, and some of y'all fell for it because it was on Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? Was niggas handing out freedom at the concert, or was it just a fucking concert? Right? I mean, has Kendrick Lamar had larger concerts or bigger concerts? I mean, I would think so, right? I mean, it's the Forum, but maybe he hasn't, right? Like, if he's doing something he's never done before, and a lot of it is off the back of the battle with Drake, then how much credit would you give Drake for that? But we're not going to go there, right? Because that's not what this one's about, okay? For me, two things that stick out to me is the sheep-like behavior that I see, right? I mean, I'm sure, listen, some of you really like Not Like Us, right? I mean, I'm sure that some of you really like that song. Like, you really like Not Like Us like that, okay? Because you feel like it's a chance for you to point to other people who's not like you. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But the song ain't even really all that. You know what I'm saying? Not Like Us is not like that. You dig what I'm saying? Say it with me. Not Like Us is not like that. Right? Now, it's funny, play on words, because like that, the song with Metro Booming that really kicked off this beef, right? With everything happening since then, right? That song is fire. Right? The beat, the lyrics, you know what I mean? It was fire. Matter of fact, even Euphoria was fire from a beat, from a lyric standpoint. Those was bars. He was coming with cadence and tone and energy. And I get he was doing some of that on Not Like Us. But I feel like it's more about the Drake hate than it is about how fire the song is. Oh, like it was a lot of people, and a lot of them not black, that was really celebrating, right, the song in the moment. But I wonder if it was really about Kendrick, though. Right? Or was it really like the celebration? I was watching on live stream, and there were people commenting who clearly was on that Drake hate train. Right? I'm not saying that even necessarily Kendrick or some of the people closest to it, but I think when the song really blows up or supposedly has that energy, it's the people who bring that energy. And I got to be honest, there was a lot of what seemed like Drake hate in the space, like people celebrating what they felt like was the downfall, right? I mean, even Charlamagne was rushing to crown it. Maybe that's the case. Maybe Kendrick is the undisputed champ, right? If you're not going to count numbers and album sales and amount of consistency or production, I get that, right? I mean, he knocked Drake out, you know what I mean? Round one, the first bout goes to him. Will there be more? Will it change? But I feel like the need for people to overhype shit. Oh, it was historic. That's what I really wanted to talk about. Right? When you ever watch basketball, LeBron James was the first player to chew gum and score 12 points in the last 12 minutes for the fourth quarter, right? Like, we make up these stats in order to build a narrative, right, about how big the moment is. At some point, it gets trite, right? And even more importantly, how about the people who came before, right? What's historic? Right? What did this nigga do that wasn't done before at like a for real level? Not that like LeBron stat bullshit. Okay? And I'm just, at some point, we got to call it out. We're so quick to want to make the new thing the best thing ever, but we don't stop to think if it's even really like that. You know what I'm saying? We're so caught up in the moment. And that's the second thing, right? Just watching the wave of dick riding. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. That's why I said people sheeple is what I really meant. You know what I'm saying? There are some people who don't get the cultural context of everything that some people might get, right? I do feel like a lot of black people probably are in tune with Kendrick is coming from, soul, the culture. People are into the hip hop and stuff. But when I looked at that crowd that was out there, there's a lot of people who was like, they're not like us. Oh, Viho. They had no fucking cultural clue about what was going on stage. They didn't give a fuck if the Bloods and Crips was Blood and Crip walking on stage. They didn't care. They didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of us who live on the East Coast didn't even know the West needed that type of kickstart necessarily. I mean, out of sight, out of mind. For real, for real. You know what I mean? But that's just, I think we just got to be honest. There's a lot of games being played and people are being swayed by bots. And what's a cool thing and not so much on the merit, to me, Euphoria is one of my favorite songs. That just may be subjective, but I feel like people are overhyping Not Like Us, even though it's not like that, or even Euphoria because of the hate. And we got to be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? If you got to make your name by slaying the other dragon, there is nothing wrong with that. But can we call a thing a thing? Can we do that? You know what I mean? Listen, I'm not knocking Kendrick. I think what he did was dope. You know what I mean? The marketing of it was genius. You know what I mean? He played that song 5 times. You know what I mean? I can't tell you the last time I live streamed a Kendrick Lamar performance. You know what I mean? And we got to give credit to Drake for that, even if it's part of his downfall. Who knows? Maybe he'll come back for a second round. I just feel like we got to slow the fuck down. We so quick to crown people, so quick to just dick ride and jump on the bandwagon, so quick to come up with these fantastical stats to make it seem like what's better today was so much better than what was yesterday. And that's just not fucking true. We do the past a disservice when we try to make it seem like that recency bias that we all seem to be carrying right now is all that we seem to care and or think about. Anyways, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you look good, you feel good. And sometimes you got to get into your hip hop bag with the hip hop hack to say it nicely. We'll see you next time. Peace.